Hey guys, Frosty the LLNN guy here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the features of text. I have a newspaper article here with some bits and pieces on it, and we're going to develop that comprehension one little step at a time. So there are a heap of different features of text and a heap of different types of text. So I thought rather than listing all the different texts and then listing all their features, I thought I could just talk about some common features that you might encounter. Now, before I get too specific about this, let's talk more generally about what you'll find. Headlines to a newspaper article are a good example. They'll use puns or crisis words or things to try to evoke an emotion. Now, generally speaking, these are clues to what the rest of the article is going to be about. Things like pictures or subheadings or parts in italics or highlighted sections, all of these things are given to you by the author as a clue as the most important parts of the text. And your job is to be able to answer the question of how does this add to the text, or why is this important? Answer that and you'll understand it each time. Next, I want to talk a bit about register. Now, your teacher will talk about informal and formal language, but register means so much more than that. It talks about the specific language choices that we use in all of our forms of communication. So you're going to use different wording in a resume as opposed to a Facebook post, and a Facebook post when compared to, say, a text message. And a text message to your mum is going to be really different to a text message to your mate. So all of these different registers are in everything that you read and everything that you write. And understanding a little bit about what language is used in each register is going to help you respond appropriately. Literacy can be a little like numeracy in that there are a lot of different patterns. There's some really common ones like once upon a time or to whom it may concern, but there are others out there. So arguments can be constructed in a cause and effect sort of way. For example, video games cause people to be violent. Or writing could be constructed in a compare and contrast fashion. For instance, both Apple and Samsung make phones, but their quality differs greatly. Try to be really curious about this. Being able to identify patterns really helps you to dissect language and writing. This one seems like a bit of a no-brainer, but pay attention to descriptive words. The different choices will give you different emotions and different things to think about. So for instance, if there was a car accident and the headline read, "Millennial critical in smash," the three words millennial, critical, and smash evoke an emotional response. They also have a bit of subtext to them. Millennial maybe being inexperienced or maybe to blame. But if the headline was changed to young person injured in incident, you have a very different understanding of what the story was, even though the story is exactly the same. The best way of figuring out how descriptive words work is to try to replace them with other words, and then think about why did the author choose that specific word? What are they really trying to say, not just what did they say? So you can really see how developing an understanding around things like headlines or graphics, register, patterns or descriptive language can develop your understanding of a text, just like the newspaper article I showed you at the start. As always, thanks for watching. Feel free to ask me any questions, and if you have a suggestion for me to cover something, please just let me know. I'm Frosty, the LLNN guy.